people who didn't know what I knew about God or the Bible. But I was sold the moment I met Sherry. She looked at me with such tenderness and listened to me so intently. I felt instantly safe. I stopped worrying about how I might look to her and focused on the work ahead of me. Sometimes she asked me to talk about painful memories. Sometimes she pushed me to explore things I wanted to ignore. It was hard work, but it was very, very good. She taught me that telling the truth about myself opens the door to growth, and that admitting I was struggling was far more freeing than it was humiliating. At the time, I was leading small groups at church, but longing for a place to be more honest there, too. I wanted to create a new kind of group, one without particular material to study, focused rather on authentic sharing and supportive encouragement. So I approached some women and told them my plan. We began to meet and talk openly about our lives and histories. At first, it was awkward. None of us was used to being this honest, but I started with what was true for me. I admitted that my marriage was in crisis, and that although I believed all the right things, I couldn't feel God anywhere in my life. The others followed. They shared their own painful truths, devastating childhood abuse or neglect, shameful choices, abortions, affairs. We found we had a lot in common, all trying to follow God and love our families, yet spiritually and emotionally stuck. I'd go to therapy, then come to group and share what I was learning there about how the pain in my history was connected to the barriers in my present relationships, not only with people, but with God, too. We explored how this was true for each of us. The more exploring we did, the more we grew. We found that being known and accepted freed us from shame and helped us to be more loving. We started changing the way we related to our husbands, our children, our friends, and families of origin, and it opened us up in new ways to God. Our church let us do our thing for a while, but as more women were drawn to the group, church leadership told us we needed to get back to the business of running groups in more traditional ways, with clear structure and Bible study questions to answer. We tried to explain that we were actually growing, that God was changing us through what we were doing. We told them we understood for the first time what forgiveness and acceptance felt like, and that we wanted to help others experience this, too. They told us we were causing divisiveness by doing something different, and that disunity was a tool of the devil. Their reaction stunned me. I've always been a team player, and wasn't prepared to hear that someone thought I was playing for the wrong team. I cried for a long time. Then I had to talk it through with my group. Is God really at work here? Absolutely. Has He called us to move forward? Definitely. Can we live with a few church leaders who disagree with us? Yes. After that, we gave up asking for the blessing of the church. And while we still participated in church, we also did our own thing, started more groups, met in our homes, wrote our own material, talked about what worked to facilitate life change, learned by trial and error. And I went back to school to study marriage and family therapy. I'm as surprised as anyone that I'm a therapist today. I didn't see it coming until it was obvious to everyone in my life but me. I never wanted to be one. But eventually I had to accept that the church was not going to come looking for me, and I needed to figure out where I was going to go from here. My husband and friends had been telling me for a while that becoming a therapist was the best way to do more of what God was calling me to do. And when I finally stopped fighting it, I saw that they were right. So for the last 10 years...